In this video, I will show you how you can make a tracing letter workbook in Canva just with your mobile phone. Look at it. Let me open this book and see what is there. If you are an educator, teacher, parent, author, or freelancer who intends to publish and sell books on Etsy or Amazon or even to schools, this Canva tutorial is surely for you. Therefore, let's dive into the home page of Canva app via my smartphone. This is the home page of the Canva via my phone. To achieve activities workbook for the preschoolers on letter tracing using your Canva with your smartphone, this is the step you take. The first step is to click on this very particular purple circle where we're having plus sign in it at the bottom. Click on it. Then you go to where you're having custom size. You click on it. The work we want to lay our hands on, we want it on a A4 paper. Therefore, first of all, you change it to inches. Then you have this for 8.5. Then this is for 11. That is the size of A4 paper. Therefore, the next thing you click on create new design. Now it is loading. This is the blank page of our A4 paper. If you look at it very well, look at it. If I zoom it, look at it. This is the margin, and we're having the print bleed as well. In the case whereby you don't have it on your design page, go to where we're having this very particular 3 dotted line. Click on it. Then you click on setting. Then you make sure that show print bleed is ticked. The same thing, show margin. You make sure that it's ticked. Now, this is it. This is the margin. The essence of this very particular margin is that all our work, all our design will be within the margin. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to click on element. I want to choose the shape. I mean the square. I want to pick it. Then this is it. I have it here already. In the case where you don't have it, just go to your search element. I type in your shapes. But I have it here. Then I click on this very particular one. This is it here. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring it here. Look at it. You can see the margin in red color. That is the essence of it. Then I drag it here. I make sure that it doesn't, go beyond the margin. Then I can bring it down a little bit. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I will click on this very particular rectangle. I click on it. Then I come to the bottom where we're having the color. I click on it. I want that place to be white. Then I click on this transparency to have it transparent. My box is not visible. Now let me click back on it. You can see. Now to make it visible, I will need to click on this very particular style we're having at the bottom in order to make it visible. I click on it. Then I come to border weight. We're having it for 0. Let me make it 4 or 5. Okay, it is okay for 5. Then the corner rounding, let me reduce it also. Or let me leave it for 20. It's okay for 20. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to click on this very particular T that we're having text under it at the bottom. Then you click on it. Then you click on this very particular add the heading. Then you type in capital letter A, or you call it uppercase A. Then you give it a space. Then you type in small letter A or lowercase a. Then you type it. Then the next thing I will need to change the font of this very particular text. Then I will click on it. Then I click on font at the bottom. Then the next thing, you come to where we're having the search bar. Then you type in school font. See that you type school font or school write. Then you search for it. Then these are the fonts we're having under it. The next thing, I'm going to click on this KG primary penmanship. Then I click on it. That is the font I want to make use of. Then I will need to increase it a little bit. Then I will bring it here. You can see the space between the capital letter A and that of the small letter A. Then I want to adjust the space. The next thing I'm going to do to adjust this, then I'll come to the bottom, then click on spacing. Then this is it. I will fix it here for -88. I'm okay with it this way. Then the next thing, I'm going to, increase it to make it fit in the shape. Then I bring it here. Then I'm okay with it. This very particular letter, then I will click on it. Then the next thing, I come to the bottom, then I click on effect. Then I look for Olu. Then I click on Olu. That is it. Then the next thing, I will need to come to the bottom. Then I click on element. Then I type in ant. Ant. These are different ants we are having. Then the next thing, I click on graphics. Then I scroll up. Then I pick this ant. I make it smaller. Then I will need to bring it here. I will need to fix it here. Okay. The next thing, I click on T. Then I click on add a subheading. From there, I type in ant. Then let me go for the fonts. The font I want to make use of for this ant. Then I click on this KG primary payment shape. Then the ant. Let me see to the font size. Now it is 49. Let me fix it for 45. Okay. I'm okay with it. Then let me bring it down a little bit here. Then I have it here. The next thing I'm going to do is to make our tracing letter worksheet. Therefore, I will need to click on this very particular ant. I click on it. Then I duplicate. I bring it here. Then the next thing, I will need to change it to A only. Now, the next thing, I will need to increase it a little bit. Now, after this, then I give space. Then I type capital A again, space A, space A, space A, space A. Then I have it for this very particular area. Then I will fix it here. Let me erase this. Then I have it here. Then to make these very particular letters, the capital letters, to make it traceable for the preschoolers, I'm going to click on this very particular font. Then I will need to click on this very particular KG primary penmanship line. I click on it. There you can see the line. You can see the line. You can see that we're having about 3 lines there. The first one, the second one is dotted one, while the third one, we're having it here. Now, this is it. To make these letters traceable for the preschoolers, while they are making use of their workbook or worksheet, then you need to click on these very particular letters. Then once you click on it, then you come to where we're having the fonts. Now, this is it. You see that you click on Canva student font dotted. You click on it. You can see that it has changed it to dotted letters. But I don't want to make use of this. Let me undo it. Then I will come to where we're having, let me click on this. School fonts. The school fonts. Then I search for it. KG primary dot line. This is it. Then I will need to click on this very particular one. You can see that it has changed the letters to the dotted letters. Therefore, this is the one I want to make use of. Then I will need to adjust some certain thing here. Let me click on the A and delete this. Then I'm okay with it. Let me see if I can change the font size. Then I come here, the font size, I click on it. Let me fix it for 80. Then I can still add more letters, space A. Now the next thing I'm going to do, then I will duplicate it. Then I'll bring it here. Then I duplicate as well. I make another duplicate, then I duplicate. Then I'm having 5 lines or rows here. This is our tracing letter worksheet. And the next thing I'm going to do under this very particular work is that this very particular here, what is the direction of its writing? While you are writing it, you have to make the direction by using arrow to indicate how it is being written. Therefore, go to your element. Then you search for arrow. Then this is it. Then you click on this very particular one. Let me bring this here. Then our arrow, let me shift it inward a little bit. Okay. Then I'll bring it here. I will rotate it. And I'll bring it here. Let me rotate it a little bit. Okay. It's all right this way. Then I will need to click on the arrow. Then I duplicate. I bring the second one here. Then I will need to rotate it. Then I will bring it here as well. Let me use my nudge to arrange this. Okay. Then let me use my nudge for this as well. Now, then the next thing, I fix this arrow as well. I duplicate. Then I rotate it. Then I'll fix this here. Then I will use my nudge to do this, to make it presentable. Okay. Then the next thing, I go to the element to search for curve arrow. Then this is curve arrow. I click on graphics. Then I pick this very particular one. I click on this. Then I make it smaller by bringing it here, but I will need to change the direction. Then let me flip it. Okay. Then let me adjust it very well by rotating it a little bit. Okay, I'm okay with it. Then the next thing, I will need to click on this very particular small one. I mean the arrow. Then I will bring it here. Before bringing it there, let me increase it a little bit. Then I will need to bring it here. Then I will rotate it. Then I will bring it here. Okay. Therefore, you use your nudge to do this. That is how to go about this. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I will need to click on these ants. Then I duplicate. I bring it here. Then I edit it to 1. Then I fix it here. Then I duplicate it. I bring this one here. Then I'll edit it. I change it to 2. Then I will need to edit it as well. I come here. Then I write this one. I edit it. Then I change it to 3. Let me reduce the font size to 25. Then this one I reduce it to 25. I'll duplicate the one. Then I bring it here for the small letter A. Then I will need to duplicate the 2. Then I bring it here. Another thing I want to chip in on this very particular design is that this is very easy when it comes to the coloring of the A. That is the essence of making use of the Olo one for the effect. This is the first page of the tracing letter workbook for the preschoolers using our Canva just with our smartphone. Now, let me page it by numbering it. Then let me go to this number. Let me copy it. Then I duplicate. Let me have it here. So this is our page 1. Then the second page, I will need to duplicate this. To go about it, let me click on this, the page. Then I click on the page from the bottom here. Then I click on duplicate. Then I have it here. Now, another thing I'm going to do here, that is the capital letter A. I want to change this very particular one to the small letter. So all I need to do, then I will need to click on it. Then let me delete it. Let me delete everything I'm having there. Then I have it for small letter A, then space A, space A, space A, space A, space A. Then this is it. Then let me see if I can type another A here. Then I can still make it 7 here. Then the next thing, I delete this. I delete this as well. Then I will delete this. Then I will need to delete this. Then I come to the letters. Then I duplicate. I bring it here. Then I duplicate. I make another duplicate. I duplicate. Then I duplicate. Let me make a little adjustment here by making use of my nudge. Let me bring it up a little bit. Okay. Then I click on the second one. Then I use the nudge as well. Then I click on the third one. Then I use the nudge. I click on this, the fourth one. I use the nudge. The last one, the second to the last. Then the last one, I use nudge as well. Now I'm okay with it this way. This is the second page. Then I will need to move to the third page. For me to move to the third page, then I will need to duplicate the first page. Then I duplicate it. Then I will need to bring it here. I want it here. Okay, then this is this. Then I will need to come here. Then I will delete all this. The way I want it to appear as in the third page. Let me first of all change it to 3. I've changed it to 3. Then this very particular page, I will need to mix it with a capital letter and small letter. You can do it this way, A, then capital letter A, then we have a small a. Therefore, I will need to delete this one. Then I will need to delete this as well. Then I will come here. I will make the duplicate. I'll bring it here. Then I duplicate. Then I come here. I click on it. I delete it. Then I delete this. I click on this. I duplicate. Then I duplicate as well. So then you drag this here. Then you drag this as well. Then you bring this also to this place. Now I'm okay with it. Or let me readjust it. You bring this here. You bring it here. Then the next thing you are going to do, you duplicate this. Then you bring it here to have it here. Okay, now this is it. I'm okay with it, but as we're having it here, it's not aligned very well. All you need to do, click on this, then click on more here at the bottom, then click on select, click on the other one, click on everything to select them. Then from there you come to where we're having position. Come to position here, click on position, then click on align, then click on spacing, then tidy up. Then you have everything aligned accordingly. You can see everything is perfect. Now that is how to go about this. Or if you like it, you might do it in this way by having the first line to be capital letter all through, while the second line to be small letter all through, then followed by capital letter, then followed by small letter, followed by capital letter, followed by small letter. It depends on you. This is the third page. Then I'll be moving to the fourth page. Then another thing I want to chip in, for irrespective of whoever who is trying to lay his hands on making use of Canva just with your smartphone to design worksheet activities for the preschoolers. You have to make it in such a way that you introduce varieties of activities. This will make the learning to be very funny for the children, and this will help the book. Probably if you want to sell the worksheet paper on Etsy or probably on Amazon, the book, this will really help you, in selling the books. Therefore, I will need to duplicate the third page. I duplicate it. So this time around, I don't want the children to trace their work. I want them to write it. Then I will need to change the font. Therefore, I click on the first one. Then I change the font. Then I will need to make it KG primary penmanship line only. So that is it. I don't want it to be in a dotted format. Then another thing I will need to do, I will need to reduce the transparency of this. Then I come here to the transparency. Then I will reduce it to probably, let's say 50. I'm okay with it. Then this second one, I will need to delete the letters there. Then the next thing, I will, give it space. Okay. I will give it space. Then I'll bring it here. Let me fix it here. Okay. I will need to delete this. I will delete this as well. Then I will delete this also. Delete everything. Then this page, I will change it to 4. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I will need to click on the first one. Then I'll come here, click on more. Then I select. I click on the second one. Then I will come here to group it together. Then I group it. And the next thing, I'm going to duplicate it. Then I bring it here. Then I make duplicate again. Then I have it here. So that is it. That is how to go about this. I want the children to, rewrite the letters. That is how to go about this. Then I will make the 5th page. Then I duplicate this page. Then I duplicate it. This is it. Then I will delete it. Then I want to change the page to 5. Here, I want to introduce matching letters. Therefore, this is what I'm going to do. Then I will need to delete this. I will need to duplicate this. Then I'll bring it here. I duplicate another one. Then the next thing I'm going to do here, I can see that it's not aligned correctly. Let me click on this more. Then I click on select, click on everything. Then let me click on tidy. Then I go to position. Then I click on align, spacing, then tidy up. Then everything is okay now. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come here, then I will duplicate, then I'll bring it here. Then having it here, I will duplicate another one. Then you can see the line that we're having here. It means it is, then I click on this, duplicate this. Then this first one, I want to change it to small b. Then I'll change this to a. Then I change this to small a as well. Then this one, small c. Then let me align them. I want to align them very well. Then I will need to come to here, click on more. Then I click on selector, click on this, click on the second one, the third one. Then I come to position here, I click on this. Then I click on align, then spacing, tidy up, okay. Then that is that. Then this A, I will need to change it to E, okay. I have A, D, A, E. In that case, I want them to match A, capital letter A with small letter A. Therefore, I can come here and click on this. Then I duplicate. Then I would need to type it here. Matching letters. Then I have it here. Matching letters. Then I will need to decrease the font size. Let me reduce the font size. Let me fix it for 48. Then I will need to bring it here. Then I will need to bring it here. Then matching letters. Okay. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I will need to increase the transparency. Then I'll increase the transparency. Then this one as well, I will increase the transparency. Then I will increase this as well. I will increase everything. So that is this. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I want to underline this. Let me underline this bold. Let me underline it. Now I have it underlined. This is it. The matching letters. So that is how to go about this. Then the next thing I'm going to do here, let me stay, decrease the font size to 40 or 42. Let me have it for 42 here. Then the next thing I'm going to do, you can, bring the arrow here to indicate. I click on element, then I click on arrow, then I click on this, then we'll bring it here. I will need to bring it here. Let me increase it. Okay. Then I will need to rotate it. This is it. This is it. Okay. This is how to go about this very particular work. I will need to move to the 6th page, all because I need to include a variety of activities on this very particular book. For the page 6, then I duplicate this. I duplicate it. This is it. Let me delete this. I'll delete it. For this very particular page, what I want to do here, introduce a little puzzle here. I want to introduce some objects that begins with A. And I will also introduce the letters there. I want the children to circle the object that begins with A. This is how to go about this. Then you click on elements. Once you click on your element, search for table. Then you click on this. Then here it is. So this is it. I don't want the third and the last row. Then I click on it. Then I will come to the bottom here. Then I click on more. From there, I look for delete row. Then this is it. I delete row. Then I click on it again to have it deleted. Okay. Now this is it. I want to add more column to it. Then I come here, add column, making 4 columns. Then from here, I will need to drag it this way. Then at the edge, then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to increase this by, I bring it here. Then I take this as well. Let me fix it for the air. Then let me go back to the page. Bring it here. Okay. Now I'm okay with the tables. The next thing, I'm going to click on this. Then I bring it here. I fix it here. I can change it to capital letters. Then let me fix it here. Then I will need to duplicate it. I duplicate. Then I fix it here. Then I duplicate. I make another duplicate. Then I'll fix this one here. The same thing this. Let me fix it here. Let me try to arrange them, accordingly. Then I will need to click on this. Then I click on more. I click on select. Click on this. Then I click on this. I click on this. Then I'll come to where we are having position. I click on this. Then I click on align, spacing, tidy up. Then I have it tidied up. Down. This is it. Then here, I want to change this to B. So I click on B. Then this very particular one, I want to see here. That is it. Then the next thing, I click on elements to look for objects. You can see I've already typed apple. Then I search for apple. Then let me, choose for a particular apple. Let me click on this. I want it to, be fun. I want the learning to be fun. Then I fix this one here. Let me still make it a little bit smaller. Then I have it here. Then let me look for C. Then I click on elements. Then let me go for cat. Then I search for it. Then I click on graphics. Then I pick this. Let me pick this. Then I have it here. Then I have it here. Then I want to search for B. Then I click on elements. Then I look for objects that begins with B. Let me type bag. Then I search for it. Let me click on graphics. Then let me pick this very particular one. Let me pick this. Then I make it smaller. Then the last A here, let me choose a element. I click on element. Then let me type ant. Okay, search. I search for it. I go to graphics. Then I click on this one. Then I make it smaller. Then I bring it here. I bring it here. Okay, I'm okay with it this way. So this is what we are having here. As the instruction, you are going to change it. Now, what you are going to have here is circle the correct object with the correct letters. So this is what we'll be having here. Circle the object that begins with the letter A. Now, this very particular spacing, I will need to work on it. Now, this is what I will do. I will need to click on it. Then I will come to the bottom. Then I will come here, spacing. Then the line spacing, I will need to work on it. You can see, I will bring it here. Now, I'm okay with it. Now, another thing here, I don't want it to be underlined. Then I will need to remove the underline here. I will remove it. Then that is it. Circle the object that begins with the letter A. This is what I want here. Then the page, I will need to change it to 6. This is page 6 here. Then I'll be moving to the 7th page. Then I will make copy of this, as in to duplicate it. Then I duplicate the 7th page. Then I will need to change it to the page. Let me change it to 7. Okay. Then the next thing, or what I'm going to introduce here, I want to introduce a circle in this very particular area. Let me delete the table. Delete table. Then I've deleted the table. Then I will delete this as well. I will need to delete everything here. Then I'll bring this one here. I'll bring this here. Then I'll bring this here. Then I duplicate this. Then I change this to A, small a. Then I duplicate this. I duplicate it. Then I will change it to small b. I duplicate this. I have it here. And I will need to change it to small a. Okay. This is everything here. Then the next thing, I want to, introduce circle. I will need to click on the element. Then I will type in circle. Then let me click on this. We have circle here already. Let me click on it. Then these are the circle we are having here. Let me click on this and click on circle. Okay. This is it. Then I will need to bring it here. Let me have it here. And this A, let me fix it here. Here, let me fix it here. Then the C here, let me fix it here. And let me rearrange the shape. Okay. So this is it. Then the question is, you just come here. Then let me change the color to another one. Let me change it to probably, let me change it to this. And let me change it to this very particular color. Then you come here where we're having the C, bring it here. Then another thing you will need to do here, just circle the letter A. Circle the letter A. Circle the letter A. Okay. Now, this is it. This is the last page I will want to lay my hands on. It depends on you, but try to make your work creative by introducing different workbooks on activities for the preschoolers in your book regarding a particular topic. This is where I'll be stopping for this tutorial purpose by making use of our Canva just with our smartphone to design tracing letter workbook for the preschoolers. Not to waste much of our time, don't worry, I will make a video on how to make a cover of our textbooks in another video. Therefore, this is how to design our worksheet for the preschooler while you are designing a tracing letter workbook just with your smartphone using your Canva. If you have found this video very useful, consider subscribing to my channel, give it a thumbs up, share the video with your family and friends, and leave your comment on the comment section any aspect of the Canva as regards this very particular tutorial that you want me to make video on. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.